Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we got an absolute doozy of a game in the Cleveland. This one comes down to the very last. Literally comes down to the last shell. I'm not joking. This is one of those games that is decided by fractions of a second and fractions of RNG at the very end. So if you're excited, get ready. We're gonna have us a good game. Now, obviously, this one's sent in by Tiger Tank 237. Thank you for sending it in. They didn't say they have a YouTube channel in the email, so I'm going to assume that, you know, they just sent it in for us. Now, they are in the Cleveland. We are in Crash Zone. Crash Zone not known for being a cruiser-friendly kind of map. It can be, but it tends to leave you very vulnerable to being absolutely pummeled by battleships. And there are no shortage of battleships in this match. In fact, this is a damage smorgasbord waiting to happen, but it's also a death strike waiting to happen if you're not careful. Now, Tiger's doing the pretty normal thing, which is get behind this island early on. He's gonna use it as cover, try to protect himself as best as possible, and it's a good play, as long as you have somebody spotting for him. And in this case, he does. He has two battleships out there that are spotting while the enemy's shooting at his teammates. So he can kind of sit here and get a chance to burn these battleships down. And this is kind of worst case scenario if you're a battleship for being on the receiving end of a Cleveland. You can't see him, and he can hit you with impunity. You do not last very long under these conditions. Right now, their only advantage is that they have distance. It can be very difficult to hit somebody, even in a battleship, especially like you see a Massachusetts and a Colorado out there, I believe, and both of them are very maneuverable battleships. So if these guys are trying to dodge the Cleveland, which they're not, but if they are, he's going to struggle to hit them. Now, I don't know if that's Colorado or not. I think there is a Colorado over there, but I don't know if that's the Colorado. Nope, that's a Vanguard. I saw the Union Jack camo, but I wasn't sure if it was just somebody putting Union Jack on an American battleship or not. Couldn't really tell from this distance. But it is, in fact, a Vanguard. Now, we've already got one fire. They put it out immediately. Like, why are you extinguishing one fire? You've got everybody still shooting you, and it wasn't even, of course, this is the worst thing for Cleveland. Like, you get the fire, and somebody else gets a perma-fire on it. But we get a perma-fire on that salvo. That's going to burn for a while, at least until he gets his damage con back. But you can see everybody starting to focus down this Massachusetts. Now remember, the Massachusetts is generally going to be a tank build slash secondary build, right? Most people get the Massachusetts solely for the secondary. So most people are not going to be running a dispersion build, William Sims. No, they're going to be running the tank build commander, which I can't remember right off the top of my head. That's how very often, or very rarely I ever use anybody but William Sims. I can't remember the battleship commander. Kincaid? Is that his name? I think it's Kincaid. That's what I'm going with. But, and that means that they have less a chance of being set on fire, and they get 5 heals if they've got it maxed out. So keep that in mind. It's not the end of the world for a Massachusetts to be set on fire multiple times. But you still need to quit getting, like, trigger happy and popping that damage con for one fire. Now, obviously, you know, Vanguard sees that he has to put out a fire. I don't know if he was on fire from the other teammate shooting him, but we only got one fire on him and he extinguished it. So, very shortly thereafter, he gets set on 2 fires. Of course. You know, it's like it happens every time. And a 3rd fire. So now he's burning 3 times. Those are perma-fires. He is not going to be able to survive long enough, most likely. Now, to his credit, Tiger Tank's actually switched to AP here. He knows he's got all the fires, so now he wants to get rid of some of his hit points a little bit quicker. He's getting basically the flat broadside to shoot at. And look at the Vanguard's health just disappear. Gone. Nothing he can do about it. Now, he does get a couple overpins on Tiger Tank's Cleveland. But now Zara's getting shots at him from across the map. And luckily, Zara's shooting AT at him. he's going to fire the AP into Zara. Zara then starts turning out. You can stick with the AP and see if we can't catch the Zara, but we're looking back at shooting at the Massachusetts. Trying to shoot a battleship at long range is tough enough with this thing. Shooting at agile cruisers, sorry I had a bit of a stroke there. Shooting at agile cruisers in the Cleveland is pretty tough. Unless the person just sails in a straight line, it's very hard to hit something. So going back to farming these battleships who have posted up, and there's the Colorado I was talking about earlier. So now you've got Colorado and Massachusetts, and we're splitting our fire between them. We get a fire on the Colorado, and he's going to burn for a minute. We're not sure if he's going to go with trying to set it or to take it out again, but he's at least on fire for the time being. We're going to go ahead and keep shooting the HE at him, try to get some more fires. Now, I'd be curious to know if Tiger Tank's actually running EOP. With as many fires and shatters as he's having, he's definitely not running EOP. Look at these, 3 shatters, 3 shatters. He's up to 7 fires for this game, which is good, but he's at 58,000 damage. That's all his 7 fires have gotten. And a good chunk of that 58,000 damage was AP damage on that Vanguard broadside. Now, obviously, back to firing the HE at the Massachusetts. Not sure what he did there. He had to pause, maybe look at the big map for a moment to see where everybody was around him. But if he did, that was much quicker than I do it usually. But I usually don't pause. I usually just use the mini-map for the most part. But yeah, he's got him on fire again on the bow. He's going to try to set some more fires further back, and he's going to switch to firing at the Colorado. He believes that the Massachusetts is dead, I believe. But just to make sure, he's going to go ahead and switch back to shooting the Massachusetts again. He does have him on fire twice. Now he's got the Colorado burning, and this could have been devastating. I don't know how that Colorado managed to miss him, but that Colorado just took a full broadside salvo at this Cleveland and missed every single shell. Now the AP into the superstructure, you can see pretty effective. Immediately back to the HE though. He's got 1 fire burning. He's aiming at the bow now, trying to get some fires on the bow. But again, you look at the shells that he's shattered, and this is where I think that the Cleveland in particular needs EOP. You have to put the EOP on, in my opinion. I could be wrong. And he's going to have a great game, don't get me wrong. But if he had EOP on, a lot of these shells that he shattered, see how he's got 12 shatters right now? Yeah, he just set another fire, but those 12 shatters would be doing significant damage to the ship, as well as getting the fires, potentially. Now, you don't have as much chance to set fires with the Cleveland when you run EOP, but you still have a lot of shells. And even though you cut the fire chance in half, you still get plenty of fires. Now, look at this AP versus the broadside Siegfried. He finishes off the Siegfried, switches over to shoot the Colorado, gets that double strike, and finishes off the Colorado. You gotta love it. Now, looks like a Nelson here or a Lennon. Can't really tell. But either way, they just ate a mess load of torpedoes. We've got an Albemarle over the hill and through the woods. We got 1 shell. 1 shell in a dream. Is it going to be the one? Yes! He yoinks the kill with 1 shell. Every other shell hit the island, but manages to squeeze that 1 shell through, and it had the perfect trajectory, perfect dispersion to go exactly where it needed to finish off that Albemarle. You gotta love it, man. That is fantastic RNG. You gotta love it. It's moments like that that just make you giggle. You're like, ah, but wait, 1 shell made it through, and of course, it manages to finish the guy. Now he's got the Bismarck burning. Again, this is one of those situations where you know that the ship is running a tank build. He's not going to be as easy to set on fire, but gets an early fire, and so that's good. The fire is going to continue to burn for a while. You know that the guy is going to have multiple heals, so you don't want to give him a chance to heal everything back. So he's switching to AP on the broadside of a Bismarck at this range. You're going to chew this thing up. Like the Cleveland at this range, and now he switches back to HE to start a permafire, hopefully. I'm guessing that's what he's going at. You can see Bismarck is angling in towards him. Bismarck finishes off the Nelson that was next to him. And now this is dangerous. It's a 1v3 right now. It's a 1v3, and you got a battleship right on top of you. You've got a cruiser spamming HE at you. You've got a Jervis, or you've got another destroyer out here, and that absolutely punched him. Those shots right there were nasty, taking about a quarter of his health with that salvo from the Bismarck. But as he drives by, he's going to be able to get more and more damage. This Bismarck does have great turning. And honestly, the Bismarck's best play would be to try to ram him here. But unfortunately, he tries to go for the drive-by. Cleveland's going to be able to slip right past him. Cleveland's guns can keep up. The Bismarck's can't. But Bismarck's guns don't need to keep up because he's sailing away. And if he can get these guns on him before he... Nope. He reloads faster and manages to take him down before the Bismarck's guns come into play. Now back to the Zara that we had earlier. Zara has come out. I don't know why he wasn't shooting AP at this freaking Cleveland. But Cleveland knows better. He's got the AP loaded. He's already got 3 Citadels on him. Is he going to finish him off with Citadels? No, not quite. And he turns away. Is he going to switch back to the HE? He is. He's got very little health left. Zara's just trying to get out of here at this point. He realizes he's outmatched. We've got 3,500 hit points left, which is not a lot. Now, we missed that shot. Very unfortunate. And we've got 40 seconds before we get... Or no, 25 seconds before we get another heal. And if we get set on fire again, this could be real bad. We're getting shot by the Destroyer now. We managed to shoot the Zara. Zara goes dark. Are we going to be able to finish him off? Come on. He got the fire on the Zara. That's going to be enough to finish him. He's getting the guns turned for the Jervis. Jervis is about to run aground, and 850 hit points. Oh! He manages to finish him off, and the Jervis leaves him with just enough to get away. Just as he got his heal back, too, with 100 hit points left. Good God. What a fight, man. That was a fun one. I'm not going to lie. So what did we end up with? 177,000 damage. Double Strike, Confederate, Dreadnought, High Caliber, Kraken Unleashed, top of the leaderboard, 3,581 damage with 7 kills, guys. Thank you, Tiger Tank. Appreciate you sending it in. And if you like what we're doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.